Hi, my name is Cindy Mather, and today I'm going to share with you how you and a cow can change the world. Well, first let me ask you a question. Have you ever rushed out of the house in the morning without breakfast? Have you ever been too busy to eat lunch? Well, then you know what a gnawing feeling of hunger is. And hopefully those are only isolated events. But what if that hunger never went away because you never really had enough to eat? Well, hopefully none of us will ever have to experience that. But then nobody should. Unfortunately, that situation of endless hunger is all too real for too many people in this world. And many of us, if given the chance, would love to be able to help. Well, what if I told you that there is a way that you can help? And it's as simple as buying a cow. So I can imagine you saying, well, how in the world am I going to buy a cow, and how can that help anything? Well, a cow is at the heart of an exciting idea that I'll be sharing with you today. But first, I'm going to define the scope of the problem of hunger and poverty in the world today. And then I'm going to introduce you to an organization who's dedicated to eradicating it. And third, I will share with you how you and I can be a part of the solution. But first, let me share with you the numbers on hunger and poverty. According to the Food and Agricultural Organization of the United Nations, over 870 million people will go hungry in the world today. And the problem isn't just over there in some country with an unpronounceable name. 1 in 6 children in the United States don't know where their next meal is coming from. And poverty is also an issue. Over 1 billion people live in absolute poverty. That's living on less than $1.25 a day, according to a World Bank report. But it's not all bleak. There are organizations who are working to change those numbers. And one of those organizations is the brainchild of a man named Dan West. Mr. West was an Indiana farmer and relief program director during the Spanish Civil War in the late 1930s. He volunteered to direct a relief effort, dishing out rice and milk to people in need. What he found was that these families would be so much better off if they had a sustainable source of food. So an idea was born. He contacted people back in the US to send money so that he could buy heifers to provide these families with a sustainable source of nutrition and income. After all, his vision stated that he'd like to give families not a cup of milk, but a cow. And thus the Heifer Project International was born. The Heifer Project International is a nonprofit organization that was founded in 1944 and is based now in Little Rock, Arkansas. Its mission is to work with financially disadvantaged communities to end hunger and poverty by providing animals. Yes, families in need are provided with heifers, sheep, goats, chickens, and a whole host of other animals. And then heifer trains and supports those families in sustainable agriculture and local business development. See, giving a family an animal is like giving them a small business, because all of the milk and the eggs and the wool and the offspring that the family doesn't need themselves, they can sell. Heifer also supports community development. They help by building schools, creating clean water initiatives, developing local businesses, and medical facilities. But as great as all of this is, there's one more piece to heifer that makes it unique and successful. That's the passing on the gift concept. You see, when a family has reached a level of self-sustainability, they then reach out and help other families in their community by giving them the first female offspring from their original animal. And in this way, they can pass on the gift that they themselves have received. And when that new animal has a baby, they pass that one on, and so on and so on, until whole communities are lifted out of poverty. And it works. Since its inception, Heifer Project has helped over 20 million families in 115 countries. That's 105 million people. And they also help people here in the US in 35 states. So how can you help, you might ask? Well, you can choose an animal to give, and the best part is the gifts start at $20. You can choose to buy a goat, a cow, a buffalo, and any host of other animals that are available to help families be sustainable. If you contact the Heifer Project, they will send you a gift catalog that you can use to browse through the animals and their contributions to the community and choose which one you would like to support. So today I've shared with you the scope of the hunger and poverty problem, but I've also shown that the Heifer Project International is working to end it. I've introduced you to Dan West and his simple idea that's changed the lives of over 20 million families. I've also explained how you personally can make a difference in the life of those families by buying an animal, a cow. So please join me in giving today. You'll feel good that you did. You'll know that you've changed a family's life, you've improved a community's future, and you've joined the world solution. So please give today. Please contact Heifer Project International at the number that you see on the screen. I've also included that in the handout that accompanies the presentation. I also welcome questions that you might have, so please feel free to contact me, and my personal email is in the outline accompanying this presentation. It's been a pleasure to talk with you today. Thank you for your attention. Please support Heifer International, and have a wonderful day.